Welcome, I'm John with the Dusty Hobo Moto channel. In this week's video, some gravel riding, some narrative about living in the Ozarks, my thoughts, a wet ride home, a new noise the bike has developed, and my analysis of what's going on with the situation. Come along for the riding, come along for the enjoyment. Let's get this video on the road now. Well, it's a wonderful overcast day to go riding in the Ozarks. Welcome back to the next video of the Dusty Hobo channel. Today, out riding around just a little bit for an hour or two, and I'll share some of my thoughts about living here in the Ozarks. Living somewhere with great motorcycle roads is a real blessing. Living somewhere where there's lots of public land where you can ride your motorcycle is a great thing. As so many of the parts of the country don't allow it or don't really have any place for a guy to ride. Now, for a real super aggressive dirt bike style riding, there are parks here in the Ozarks in southwestern Missouri and northwestern Arkansas, but there's lots, to me, of good public land riding, gravel roads, creeks to cross. However, right now, you go for a week or so without rain here in the Ozarks and everything starts to just turn dry. We go from growing and green to drying out. My motorcycle isn't a super hardcore adventure motorcycle, but it'll do the stuff, just not as fast, which that works for me. I don't care. I'm not in any hurry to get there, and I'm not in any hurry to get back home. This is where I convinced myself there's a new mechanical noise coming from the V Strom, and I don't like it. Can't describe it, but the bike is not the same as it used to be. Time to go a short distance further, listen to it a little bit more, and return back to investigate. Come along for the rest of the ride. To me, living here is really beautiful and nice, and I couldn't imagine moving anywhere else now after living here for 6 years. There was a little light rain shower here this morning, it looks like, but it passed. Back at my place, hardly anything, which I'm only maybe a half a mile from here, but it sure makes the roads, it knocks the dust down temporarily, I guess. Even though it's been dry here for a couple of weeks, it's still nice and green and beautiful, and the riding is quite enjoyable. Especially a light rain on this gravel, boy, it just makes it just right to ride on. I try to keep my speed below 30, down around 15 or 20. There's stuff like this on the right. We have those blind driveways where people live and they come out of them and they're not used to anybody coming along these roads, so they pull out. And slowing down can be a challenge, and a panic stop is not what you want to do on these gravel roads. I just keep it down in a nice low gear. The V Strom doesn't seem to mind cranking out a lot of RPMs. In fact, it seems to be happier when you keep it up around 5,000 RPMs. That seems to be kind of its happy spot, 5,000-6,000. It just runs and runs there, no problem. We've been in the lower 80s for the last few days. It's been really nice for about a week. But the 90s start today, and you can really feel the humidity. Okay, I've ridden a bit further, and I've decided that it's probably something to do with the chain sprockets in that area. It's coming from down there somewhere. I'm going to go up a little bit further and listen to it a little bit more, and then I'm going to turn around and head back. Now, I've kept that chain lubed extremely well. Every single day that I'm out riding away from home, I lube it at the end of the day, or so the chain lube can soak in really good and stick and dry well before I take off riding again. And if I'm home, every time I come home, even if I've only went 20 or 30 miles, I lube it again. That being said, everything does wear out, and that is one item on the bike that takes a real beating, especially in these dusty, dirty environments, is the chain and sprockets. Ride on a little bit further, check it out, and head back. This little stretch of gravel right here, I see more turkeys at times. They just randomly are out. Don't know why. They seem to really like it in here. To me, it all looks about the same, but I guess to birds, it must not. The deer have been laying kind of low. They move a little bit right before dark. But that's it. They just haven't been, there's plenty for them to eat, plenty for them to drink. They don't have any reason to do a lot of moving. Well, a ride home in the rain to finish up this part of the video. No big deal. These roads do get slippery when wet. The clay can present a real issue. I've got a little scrape on the left side of the bike where I laid it down on some slippery clay one day in conditions kind of like this. That's just adventure riding at its best. You have to be able to ride in all kinds of conditions, weather, roads, whatever nature decides to throw at you is what makes true adventure riding a great adventure. See you back at the stable. I'm here at the bike. I've got the covers off of the chain where you down to the countershaft sprocket. You can take a look at what I think is causing the little bit of unusual noise. It's probably not a huge thing, but it's something that I want to nip real quickly. And I'm going to show you, then I'll talk about what I'm going to do to fix it. So I'm going to go ahead and turn the camera around and shine it on the sprocket, and I'll show you what I think I found. If you look, these teeth, if you look at the teeth, they're slightly curved up. And this is the sprocket that's going to wear the most because it turns a lot faster. So I went ahead and ordered a new Suzuki sprocket. And when it comes, I'll swap it out. That chain and sprockets have 18,000 miles, 18,500 miles on them now. So they've seen some use. As far as I can tell, the chain's still in really good shape, and the rear sprocket looks nice and fine. I've pulled back, I've wiggled it. I can't see anything all that wrong with either one of those, but that front sprocket's got slight wear on it that kind of isn't right. So I went ahead and ordered a new sprocket. When it comes, I'll put it on, and I might even do a little video of me swapping it out at that point. But at least I wanted to end the video showing what I found and what I think is causing the issue. Like I said, it's probably not a huge thing, just something that needs to be attended to sooner than later. Well, I want to send out a special thanks to all the subscribers, all who have commented, and all who have gave me a thumbs up. Thank you for watching. And anyone else, thank you for watching. Other than that, I'll see you out on the road or in the next video. Have a great week.